गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरा गुरुर्साक्षात् परब्रह्म मैं श्री गुरवे नमः। ओम सहनावतु सहनो भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषाद्वै। ओम शांति 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 हरि ओम। Let there be peace, let there be peace and love amongst all the human beings of the universe. Let there be peace, let there be peace. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. We have started the contemplation on the seventh chapter, that is the story of Lavana, where we have seen the three topics. Mainly, first is Shambarik and Mohanam, delusion caused by the juggler. Second topic was Samsar Vibhrama, the delusion of worldly existence, and the third topic was Ajnana Bhumika, degree of spiritual ignorance. So, before going to the fourth topic, that is Jnana Bhumika, the steps of knowledge, let's quickly recap what has happened in this revision of the Shravanopakhyanā. Lavanopakhyanā, the story of Lavana. The Lavana was the king, a very pious king, and he was a virtuous king. And in his council chamber, what happens is the juggler with a bunch of peacock feather comes and says very politely, King, look towards here. Raja, idhar dekho. King looks towards here. And then that king sees there, and what happens is he gets totally confused. The king gets confused, and with that confused mind, in his confused mind, what he sees is he sees that a king of Sindhu territory has entered along in his council chamber along with the horse. And juggler very politely says, King, please come and sit on that. So he listens to his friendly voice of the juggler. And what happens is for next two muhurta, that is 48 into 2 minutes, so almost 1.5 hours, the king goes into the total chaotic meditation. And this chaotic meditation, which we also experience in the life, and he suffers because of that. And with his suffering, he remains in that state for maybe 1.5 hours, and after that he comes out of that uh, chaotic situation, and then he explains his minister what has happened. He tells that this juggler who has come, he has confused my mind by bringing this peacock feathers towards me, and I sat on that horse, and that horse took me to the forest, unbounded forest, where this fatigue vehicle horse, it ran away when I hold the branch of the portion of the citrus tree, and there it was a very evening hours, and then I was feeling hungry, thirsty. I seen a lady who was having the food. Then I begged for food. She says, "No, I am the tribal. You cannot have food with my hand. You have to become my husband." And there is no choice in front of this king, and he becomes the husband. And with this, then what happens is his life continues. All is happening where? All in dream because of created because of this juggler, because of the Shambarikan, the dream has been created. And then in due course of time, he had two sons and two daughters by this tribal lady, and then he became a Pakka tribal, and he forgot that he's a king. And after that, there was a famine at the this forest place, and then everybody is leaving the house, so he also leaves the house. He was sitting under the tree, and his younger son asked for a meat. Getting totally confused, he then decided to create a funeral pyre and jump into it, and that shock brings that king out of that delusion. So in our life also you can see that the shocks takes us out of the dream. Moment the dream is going on very pleasantly, we enjoy the dream, and the dream we feel it is when the dream is going on, we never feel it is a dream. Similarly, here also the king who was in the Shambarika Mohanam, that was he was a totally deluded. So he was also not feeling. He was feeling as if everything is real. And when he gets awakened in front of his ministers and his kingsman, then he sees that even the juggler has disappeared, conjurer has disappeared. So then his minister advises he is not an ordinary juggler. He has not asked for a money. He has not asked for a name and fame, which generally the world asks. He is now definitely a divine message is there, which is going to teach us the state of the worldly existence. जगत की state क्या है? ये पढ़ने के लिए, ये पढ़ाने के लिए जगलर ने भेजा है. किसकी तरफ भेजा है? लवना राजा की तरफ भेजा है. स्टोरी कौन सुन रहा है? राम सुन रहा है. किसके थ्रू सुन रहा है? वशिष्ठ ऋषि के थ्रू सुन रहा है. Who is telling the story? Vashishth Rishi is telling. To whom it is told? Rama. So what is the purpose? To only know that what is the worldly existence state? So this is the first topic, that is the Shambarikan Mohanam. So it is a delusion caused by the this conjurer. Similarly, in the world also we are also getting deluded. अपन लोगों को भी ये भ्रांति होती है कि जगत ऐसा ऐसा चल रहा है, ये घटनाएं घट रही है, because we never inquired what is the truth. We never inquired. We never have a डिजायर टू इंक्वायर द ट्रूथ. अपने को सच्चाई जानने की इच्छा भी नहीं है और करेज भी नहीं है. वी डोंट हैव करेज टू नो द ट्रूथ बिकॉज we enjoy this world. We want to really enjoy the world, barring the suffering. But unfortunately, it is not possible. If you really want to enjoy the world, then you have to know the truth. जगत एंजॉय करना है तो ट्रूथ ही पता करना पड़ेगा. And what is the truth? Be happy. Be happy under all the situation, whether it is a miserable situation or whether it is a joyful situation. You have to be happy always. अपने को खुश रहना हर परिस्थिति में. If you are happy, so you don't think. When you think, then you are not happy. जब अपन सोचना चालू कर देते हैं तब अपन खुश नहीं रहते, और जब अपन खुश रहते तब सोचते नहीं. You take the example of laughing. When you laugh loudly, you are not thinking. You can try it out. Take an experiment. Do this sadhana, laughing loudly. When you laugh loudly, from the bottom of your intestine or stomach, when you start laughing loudly, ha 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 ha, what happens is no thinking goes in the brain. So that is the state of happiness. But that is only artificial for 1 or 2 minutes, maybe 3 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes through the laughter club. That never persists, and then heavily the sorrowful state comes. So there is no need of laughing. We have to only know samajdari. You have to keep a samajdari in your life. If you are really understanding improves. What is that understanding? Yes, I am divine. The whole world is divine. There is nothing other than the divinity in this world. ये जगत में डिविनिटी छोड़ के कुछ है ही नहीं. जिसको ये पता चल गया वो तो हर वक्त खुश रहता है. जो परिस्थिति आई, हरी इच्छा हुई, according to the God's grace. So it is, even if it is something bad is there, okay, it is Hari Ichha, and it goes as per our wish, then it is Hari Krupa. So both the situation is mind is cool. So that has been tried to be told here through the state of worldly existence. That is the first topic. Second topic, samsar vibrama. With that, now it has been told that this is a sanyamat manasa shanti. If you really restrain your mind, then only you will get away from the delusion of worldly existence. तुम्हारा मन तुमको शांत करना पड़ेगा. कैसे शांत करेंगे? Mana prashamene, no? So you have to apply your own efforts. How to apply your own efforts? Do satsanga. Listen to the afternoon meeting. Know that but for certain that it is all the divinity. Everything is divinity, whether it is a sentient world or whether it is inner world. Even ये भगवान जो बोलते हैं पत्थरों में भी है, सब तरफ मूर्तियों में सब तरफ है. इसका मतलब क्या है? That means you have to quiescence your mind. So very important equation which we have studied so many times. Mind minus thoughts is equal to consciousness. Make your thought is equal to zero. Mind becomes the consciousness. That means mind dissolves in consciousness. That means only consciousness remains. That means only bliss remains. So that's why we are saying that remain as nobody when you are working as somebody. Now let's take my example only. I am working in VNIT Nagpur as somebody, maybe a joint registrar. So if I work there as a nobody, so nothing of that institute can trouble me. I'll do whatever, good, bad. It will not trouble me. But if I become somebody, then all good and bad will get attached to me. So that's what has been said in this samsara vibrama is, this is he, I am this is mine. So is only the mind. Moment and moment you start increasing your ego. That is the mind. And best resorting efforts is what? You start thinning your thoughts. So naturally your mind will get quiescence. So what is the nature of mind? Chanchalatvam manodharma. Mind ka nature kya hai? Chanchal. So Krishna has been also asked by the Arjun. All you are saying, Krishna is all correct, you are God and all that. But listen, the mind I cannot control. Is like controlling the pocket which is containing the air. It's so difficult. Then Krishna says, yes, what you say is correct. But there is a method how to control it. You have to control the mind by abhyas and vairagya. And what is that abhyas and vairagya? Repetition. Every day you should repeat this. Every day you should listen to the satsang. Repetition, if you do. What is that repetition? Whether you know it or not, whether you want it or not, you are divine. आप divine ही हो, इसको repetition करना है. How to do that? So अभ्यास it is told, and vairagya means what? It is not going to jungle or Himalaya or Girikandara. It is not going there. Vairagya means knowing for but certain that it is only the divinity. So there is nothing to lose, nothing to gain. Na kuch pana, na kuch khona. Everything is in your own divine being. It is very much, your all Ishtadevat is sitting very much in the loving heart. See that it is in your loving heart, and then pray Him there. And what happens is your mind will be quiescence, and one day, by the grace of God, that all the thoughts of mind will run away, and what remains is only bliss, 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 consciousness, 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 love, 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 without any compromise, without any conditions. So that will remain, and then you will be always happy. Only knowing the truth, that is the only the method. So what has to be done is a destruction of mind. This destruction of mind is called as destruction of ignorance. अपने अज्ञान को हटाना है. कैसे करना है? बहुत ही सिंपल है. देखो, सुनो, बोलो मत. See, hear, don't talk. Then you have understood the Yoga Vasishtha. If you follow this, Dekho Suno Bolomat, you understood the Yoga Vasishtha. So now what is that? You have your own imagination and fancy of mind. So why not to apply that for a right cause? If you say that I am not the Brahman, I am already wicked person, I am the weak person, I am the distressed person, I have people only shouts at me, I only get hurt. All that you say, Bhagavan says Tathastu, and then you suffer for all life. But you all of a sudden you come out of that by Vivek and you say, yes, I am that Supreme Spirit, I am that Brahman, I am that Self, I am that undivided, fragmented divinity. If you say that, Bhagavan also says the Tathastu there and you become the Supreme Spirit. So this is what has been told in the second topic, and where the Rama now asked the Vasishtha Rishi when Vasishtha Rishi is explaining. This I understood. Please tell me now how this Lavana, the very blessed person, got struck because of this misfortune. And now Vasishtha Rishi tells the story how this Lavana has got attracted this. And Lavana, what he did, he remembered is when he was sitting in the garden. See, always when you are empty mind, empty mind is a devil's workshop. He was sitting in the garden ideal, so he started thinking. What he started thinking? मेरे ग्रैंडफादर जो थे उनका नाम हरिश्चंद्र था, and then he did Rajasuya here, and because of that he has an undisputed sovereignty. Okay, let me also do it, only I cannot do it grossly, so let me do it as by mind. He started doing contemplation like that. He created the sacrificial priest in the mind, he created sacrificial fires in the mind, he started pouring obligations in the mind, he started distributing the gifts to the Brahmins and other like people in the mind, and all stuff he started doing, and he felt as if he has done the Rajasuya. But then there is a something above him also. So Indra has decided to teach him a lesson, and then Indra has sent a conjurer to his place and tell him how much effort the Rajasuya Yajna requires. So then he has told he has suffered for 60 years in that two Muhurta. The mention is 60 years. That so time scale is not at all available in the dream state. So same here also he suffered for a lot time, and then because of that he could not understand anything, and that suffering went on, and this was the divine Maya which has told the worldly experience to this king, and king suffered a lot, Lavana suffered a lot. Then this was the second topic, Samsar Vibhrama. Third topic is Ajnana Bhumika. Ajnan Bhumika we yesterday very nicely compiled. We again quickly repeat that. There are the seven stages of Ajnan Bhumika, there are seven stages of Jnana Bhumika. So let us know that what are the seven stages of Ajnan Bhumika. Bija Jagrat, Jagrat, Mahajagrat, then Jagrat Swapna, Swapna Jagrat, Shushupti. So these are the stages, right from pre-Jagrat to the sleep. All stages comes under the Ajnana Bhumika because you are divine and you forget your nature. Abidance in an essential nature is a liberation. If your mind always remains in an essential nature, your mind is always happy, all the situation 24 by 7. You don't require any external trigger to remain happy. आप तो हर वक्त खुश रहते हैं, हर परिस्थिति में खुश रहते हैं, क्योंकि आपको पता है यार पिता परमेश्वर तो आपके हृदय में बैठे हैं और सबके हृदय में बैठे हैं, कोई कुछ बोले कुछ भी नहीं. So you drop all your notions, you drop your all desires, and what you drop is also your ego, and then only the states come. So if we are happy with ourselves, we have learned the spiritual life perfectly. अपने आप से पहले खुश होना है, जगत की बाद में देखेंगे, अपने आप को तो खुश लो. So what are the stages of ignorance? We have seen that there are seven stages of ignorance. Let me repeat again. Ajnana Bhumika, Bija Jagrut, that is a solid space. Jagrut, body identification. Mahajagrut, Mahajagrit, that is a trace of body identification in earlier life. Jagrut Swapna, in the waking state, he is dreaming. Swapna is real dream. And Swapna Jagrut is long dream flashing on mind, even in the waking state. And last step is Shushukti, that is called as a deep sleep. In a deep sleep, also only your thoughts are suspended and nothing happens to you. So, although we are talking only of the seven of them, there are multitude of that, thousands and hundreds of branches are there to this Ajnana Bhumika. So, you have to be aware and be careful about that. So, how to go ahead? We should not talk the differences. We should not establish the differences. We should not present the differences, and we should not create the differences, because differences only created the world. If your sense of otherness goes off and sense of incompleteness goes off, then you are the divine. अपना अपने दूसरे से भिन्न है, ये चले गया, और अपने को जगत में की कोई चीज चाहिए ही नहीं, सो देन यू आर डिवाइन. अगर चाहिए है तो आप डिवाइन नहीं हो, आप संसार में हो. So now we will be starting today. The fourth topic is a very important topic, Jnana Bhumika. So let us see what Vasishtha Rishi wants to tell to the Rama through this Jnana Bhumika. Now we understood what is Ajnan Bhumika. How this? What was the first is? Juggler came. He has told the truth of world. Then world truth was known. The third is Ajnan Bhumika is told. क्या कहाँ से अज्ञान आता है? Seven sources of that Ajnan. Now we are telling the seven sources of Jnana. What is the knowledge? So now the shloka number 60, the steps of knowledge. ज्ञानस्य भूमिकानां त्वम् अद्य निर्वचनं शृणु किं मूढैवं तिष्ठामि प्रेक्षेऽहं शास्त्रसज्जनं वैराग्यपूर्वमिच्छेति शुभेच्छात्युच्यते बुधे. Why do I stand as if perplexed? I shall reflect with the scriptures and virtuous people. The wise that arises thus, persuaded by the absence of worldly desire, is called as the auspicious wish by the wish. So, क्या करना बताया? शास्त्र सज्जन, scriptures and good people. So, these are the two gateways of liberation. So, that has been told in first shloka. That is shubhecha. You should have shubhecha. You should have good desire, auspicious wish. You should have. You should not have a wrong desire. You should have auspicious desire. What is the auspicious wish? Yes, I will listen to Shastra and Sajjan. I will listen to scriptures and virtuous people. That is a good good wish. Second is 62. Shastra Sajjana Samparka Vairagyabhasa Purvakam Sadachara Pravrittiya Prochate Sa Vicharana. So second is Vicharana, preceded by association with the scriptures and a virtuous people, and practice of dispassion, the inclination towards a virtuous conduct called as reflection or investigation starts on. So what is that? He start third step inquiry. So we are now first is what Shastra. That means you remain with scriptures and good company. And third now is Vicharna. So now in our stage, first Shastra was Shubhecha, second is Vicharna. So he starts working on the mind. Third is now Sloka number 63. Vicharna Shubhechabhyam Indriya Arthashta Saktata Yatra Sa Tanusha Bhavat Prochate Tanu Manasa. So now he should start. Now he has done Shravanam. He has listened enough Rashtra Sangat. He had Shubhecha. He had done Vicharna. Tanu Manasa. So what is that? State of thin mind. Moment you make your mind thin, you will be consciousness, you will be blissfulness, you will be happiness. So non-attachment to the object of sense by means of reflection of virtuous wish, which thinness arises here out of the thought resolution, is called a state of mind, state of thin mind. So अपना mind का कैसी state हो जाएगा? Thin mind हो जाएगा. Likewise, it continues further. 64. भूमिका त्रियया अभ्यासात् चित्ते विरते वशात् सत्यात्मनि स्थिति शुद्धे सत्वापत्तिरुदरता. So fourth stage is satvapatti. So what are the four stages up till now we have seen? One was shubhecha, second was vicharna, third was tanumanasa. Now fourth is satvapatti. By the practice of these three stages and by the power of cessation of desire, when the mind becomes pure, abiding in a true self is declared as entering into the being. तो क्या हो गया अभी? माइंड प्योर होना चाहिए. कैसा होगा? पहले शुभेच्छा, फिर विचारना, फिर तनुमानसा. माइंड शो कम हुए बरोबर क्या हो जाता है? इट स्टार्ट एंटरिंग इनटू द बीइंग. वो बीइंग में जाने लग जाता है, माइंड डिसॉल्व होने लग जाता है. सो दैट इज कॉल्ड एज सत्वपत्ति. द नेक्स्ट श्लोका इज दशा चतुष्टभाभ्यासात् असंकल्प फलेन च रूढ़ सत्व चमत्कार प्रोक्ता संस्तति नामिका. When the spectacle of a pure being has shot forth by the practice of the above four stages as a result of non-attachment, it is called as non-union, asakti, anasakti. So anasakti it comes how? First is shubhecha, second is vicharna, third is tanumanasa, fourth is sattapatti, and because of this anasakta, he becomes anasakta, fifth. So he remains in the world and no world can trouble him, no event of this world can trouble him. So you can check yourself. This is also check for you. You are moving in Dharampet area or Bardi area and nothing is affecting your mind. You are not getting deluded by any of the shops on the street or any of the people on the street. and you are remaining happy, contented, blissful, cheerful, and over and above cool and relaxed. So definitely you are attended anasakti. Anasakti is there, non-union. You are very much in the world, but world is not troubling you. So next shloka is 66-67. भूमिका पंचका अभ्यासात् स्वात्मा रामतया दृढम् आभ्यन्तराणानां बाह्यानां पदार्थानाम् अभावनात् चिरं परयुक्तेन प्रयत्नेन अबोधनम् पदार्थ भावना नाम षष्टि संजायते गति. So now what is the sixth thing? Padartha bhavana. From the practice of above five steps and the absence of thoughts of inner and outer objects, due to the state of being delighted in owns oneself thoroughly, the perception arising out of the efforts directed towards the Supreme Spirit for a long time, called as non-addition of the objects, which is the sixth stage which arises. That is the Padartha Bhavana. So what is this Padartha Bhavana? Padartha Bhavana comes only when you practice all earlier five stages. What is that? Shubhecha, Vicharna, Tanumanasa, Sattva-patti, Anasakti. When it comes, then naturally what happens is non-addition of object. सब दुनिया में रह रहे पर किसी का आप पे असर नहीं हो रहा. That is the sixth stage, non-addition, Padartha Bhavana. And with this now the seventh stage comes, that is the Turiya stage. So let us now learn the 68 shloka. भूमिष्ठक चिर अभ्यासात् वेदस्य अनुलभ्यते यत स्वभावे कनिष्ठत्वं साष्टेयात् तुरया गति. By the long practice of six stages, so what has to be done? ऊपर की पूरी छह stages long practice कैसे करना पड़ेगा? We have to do only contemplation. Keep on studying on this. By the non-cognition of the division, that state of finity in one's own being should be known as a condition of staying into the fourth state of consciousness. That is what we have already seen this Chidabhas. We are coming out of Bhutakash, we are coming out of Chittakash, and we are remaining in Chidakash. Bhutakash and Chittakash are what? Empty spaces. You can keep on feeling, nothing will happen. Whereas Chidakash is a solid conscious space. There is nothing other than the divinity there. Sirf divinity hai. So that remains. So now further it is now he is saying Vasishtha Rishi is addressing to the Rama. Yehi Rama Mahabhaga Saptami Bhumikagata Atma Rama Mahatmana Te Mahatpadam Agata. Rama, those blessed ones who have gone to the seventh stage of knowledge, they, the great ones who delight in the self, have indeed arrived at the supreme state. So such people only delight in the supreme state. So if you remember Bhagavad Gita, second adhyaya, that is Sankhya Yoga, wherein shloka number 45 to 73, it is called as Sthita Prajna Lakshana. So the person becomes Sthita Prajna. What is that Sthita Prajna? Sthita Prajna se kya bhasha? So what is that? He lives in this world only for that consciousness. Other things are all only he is working in the relative world, but his mind very much in the consciousness that has been told. So the next last two shloka is Jivan Mukta Shuchesha hi Turiya Avasteya Vidyate Videha Mukti Vishayayam Turiyati Mataparam. In those who are liberated while living, only this fourth stage, that is consciousness, exists. After this, the state beyond the fourth stage, body, which is the scope of liberation within the body. So he gets liberated by the God's grace. And last shloka is very important. Bhumika saptakam chaitat धीमिता में गोचर. धीर गंभीर व्यक्ति को धीमते ने, he is the richest person in the world. The seven stages of the knowledge are accessible only to the intelligent one. So the people who are intelligent, then only they get access. What are the intelligent people? Man apman prashantasya. He has been insulted or he has been praised. Nothing happens to him because he is staying in Prashanta Nilayam. Sai Baba's house name was Prashanta Nilayam. Nilayam means house. Prashanta means he is not disturbed by Shanti, he is not disturbed by Ashanti. He is Prashanta. How is that definition? He is seeing the world outside. There are a lot of problems in the world. You start commenting, then you are in samsara. You are saying everything is good, everything is sattvic, and still you are commenting, everything is good. There you are still in samsara. So what he says is man apman, duality outside has no impact on his mind. That is prashantasya. So what is the world is made up of? World is made up of only complementary opposite. Somebody says yes, somebody will say no. Somebody says it is good, somebody will say it is bad. Somebody says it is black, somebody will say it is white. Both the things never disturb the wise man because he knows it is a divinity, whether you say it is good or whether it is bad. He is always in the focused mode in the divinity. So it will come and go. Only one cannot stop it. This all complementary opposites cannot be stopped.
So what has to be done now? Study scriptures every day, attend satsang every day. Let us involve ourselves fully, cheerfully, not as a job. काम करके नहीं करना है, खुशी खुशी करना है. If contemplation will lead to dispassion, frustration, the contemplation leads to the dispassion, whereas frustration leads to the depression. The dispassion is a result of wisdom, whereas the depression is a result of foolishness. अपन लोग नाराज होते हैं, डिप्रेस होते हैं, फुलिशनेस है. वैराग्य पूर्ण इच्छामी, no more attraction towards these worldly things and beings. That's why it has been said that you have to reduce your things and being as far as possible. So how to reduce that? How many days you are going to see these all beautiful gardens or beautiful rivers when you go for a pilgrimage? You'll get bored after some time because human mind cannot remain established in this world for a long time. And mind gets tired of the things and situation, and naturally because of that only he goes for a bed. He goes to the sleep again, he will recharge his mind, again get up and start doing the activity for one day. So one day by God's grace we will start reflecting on the scriptures, Jnana Bhumika. Then only what we'll know is Sadhana Chatushtaya Sampanna Ayam Bodha Vidayate. What is the Sadhana Chatushtaya? Vivek. What is the Vivek? Vivek is that the truth is only the Almighty, that is Vivek. Vairagya, so he naturally start reducing his activity. Shada Sampati means Shama Dhamma Uparisi Titiksha Shraddha Samadhi Samadhana. And Mumukshatva means he wants to get liberated. He knows he's caught in this world of web. He caught into this Daivi Maya Durattaya, he understands. And he wants to get away from that. And he makes all the efforts, and by God's grace, he knows the problem is only with the ego, and problem is only with the desires. There is no other problem in this world. So he drops slowly that and then become happy forever. So very few, not enough people will understand this demona. Others will get all frustrated, and nothing in this world can give them fulfillment in life. So if you are ready to learn, then only you can really understand and get the samajdari in your life. And that samajdari only will do what? Will make you happy, and happiness is an expression of that Paramatma. So expression of Paramatma is only one. Be happy, be happy, be happy. Don't talk about your problems to anybody in this world. Keep yourself occupied, learn something or the other. Keep yourself busy. Busy person. If a person is busy, he has no time to think. If person is ideal, then what happens is ideal mind is a devil's workshop. वो तो शैतान का घर है ideal mind. So you have to see that you come out of that ideal mind as early as possible. So very nice English poetry said. McCord has said, when belly is full, the life is a poetry. जब अपना पेट भरा हुआ है तो लाइफ अपने को पोएट्री लगता है. तो क्या करना है? कीप योर हेड एम्प्टी एंड बेली फुल. खाना पूरा खा के पेट पूरा भरा रहना चाहिए, और सिर एम्प्टी, हेड एम्प्टी, स्टमक फुल. जब स्टमक फुल है और हेड एम्प्टी है तो तब तुम खुश रह सकते हो. सो द मैसेज ऑफ टुडेज दिस the today's topic, that is Jnana Bhumika, is steps of knowledge is be happy, and be happy is only the expression of Paramatma. With this prayers. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tatsat. Shriram Chandra Pranamastu, submitting the divine fruits to the holy feet of Shri Ramachandra.